speak more about the latest developments in South African football, because it really was a very busy day when it comes to domestic football here in South Africa. I'm joined by iDiski Times journalist Lorenz Kohler. A very good evening and welcome to Newzroom Afrika.
Thank you for inviting me. It's really been a hectic and busy day, but let's back it up.
Yeah, all of the South Africa's football world decided to have their press conferences all on the same day, which left us journalists scratching our heads. But I know that you were at Naturiana today, so let's start off there with Zwanes being named as the permanent replacement for coach Stuart Baxter. Did they have another choice, though, after the duo with Zwanes and Dylan Shepherd were credited with taking Chiefs to the final of the CAF Champions League last season, and then the job being actually given to Baxter on a permanent basis?
Look, it's actually quite an interesting question, because that was one of the first things I wondered and asked, and they said no, that Zwanes was the priority choice because he knows the culture of the club. I think it's the first time Chiefs have actually hired from within their own club legend, somebody who's been there from the academy. He's done his homework, being in the under 15s, under 17s, under 19s, the DDC assistant coach. So now this is obviously his chance, and they've been all singing the same tune, saying this is the guy who's going to bring back the culture and philosophy of the club that was probably lost over the last 3 or 4 coaching appointments at Chiefs. And we all know that it's embarked in an 8-year trophy drought. And one of the things that they also emphasize is that they're going to give patience to Zwanes to be able to bring back good football and try and win trophies at the same time.
So there's no mandate for him?
Look, obviously, if you lose 10 games in a row, it doesn't matter all the nice things that people say. If you're at a big club like Kaizer Chiefs, you are expected to win. But they do want to put the building blocks in place for future success, to have a sort of continuity that whenever a coach leaves, they just plug into a new system that brings success. So this is not potentially about going out there, spending a lot of money and then bringing success to the club, because it's proven that it doesn't work. Chopping and changing coaches doesn't work either. So they're going now to the route of let's build something that can sustain success for future generations, and not just with Zwanes or Shepherd, but the next incoming coach and the next incoming coach and so forth.
But Lorenz, they have to dig into their pockets because the team needs an overhaul. Was there any mention about potential transfers and how they were going to get fresh blood into the team for Zwanes and Shepherd to work with?
Yeah, from my understanding, I know that there are transfers already this year. Thembinkosi from Amazulu, Zita Kunika, Stellenbosch's captain, is a former academy player that's coming back. There is Ashley Dupree that they are trying to get over the line from Stellenbosch as well. That's 3 already, and they're looking for a new left centre back, a new left back, and a new defensive midfielder as well. But they did mention that there's going to be a couple of surprises in less than 7 days. So there will be a couple of surprises in terms of people that they're releasing. Some people that's been there at the club for a very long time. I think your captain, Bernard Parker's probably played his last game now, and there will be incoming announcements as well. They said they usually wait for this on the 1st of July to make these type of announcements, but they want to start early. They want to give the fans more hope. They want to give the fans excitement for coming into the new season for a variety of reasons, bringing them back to the stadium, bringing that support back, because we know this is the most supported club in South Africa. So yeah, they're singing the right tune at the moment, but it remains to be seen whether this is going to bring them success again.
Yeah, he's certainly the sentimental choice, that's for sure, at Kaizer Chiefs. Let's speak a little bit now about Brendan Truter. He was confirmed to have permanently taken over from Benny McCarthy for Amazulu. Is this the right choice for Sutu?
Being from Cape Town, I'm going to be biased and say yes, because he's also done his hard yards. He's been in the ABC Motsepe League, what they call it, the graveyard of South African football. He's done amazing to get to the professional ranks. Look, honestly, it's probably one that doesn't really inspire confidence for the neutrals, and perhaps even for Amazulu after having a superstar coach like Benny McCarthy.
Yeah.
But Brendan Truter gets the job done. He's qualified. He's a solid coach. And if he has a great squad at his disposal, if Zungu puts his money where his mouth is, brings in the Gabadina Mohangos that's reported to come, streamlines the squad, brings in quality players. They don't have CAF Champions League football or Confederations Cup football, no traveling around the continent. Truth literally has no excuse not to do well. And Zungu has made it very clear they want to challenge Sundowns, Chiefs and Pirates like for silverware next season. And he actually said on one radio station that he guarantees they'll win a trophy. So if that's not putting Truth under pressure, then I don't know what is. So yeah, the mandate is clear. Truth, win a trophy or you're out.
Let's speak a little bit about Bafana Bafana, because a coach that doesn't seem to feel any pressure and speak his mind is Coach Hugo Broos for Bafana Bafana. Today he announced his team to take on Morocco in the 2023 AFCON qualifier. The group was made a lot easier because of the fact that FIFA have not lifted the ban on Zimbabwe. So now it means that South Africa will just play alongside two others, the top two ending in that group going through to the Africa Cup of Nations. But please answer this question for me. Andile Jali and Zwanes.
Yeah, it's a weird one there. Like, obviously they are recognized as two of the best footballers in South African football, domestic football at the moment. I mean, like, Jali was nominated for 5 awards for the PSL awards this season. Look, they're quality players, but Broos just believes it doesn't fit into their system. And if it doesn't fit into his system, then nobody can argue with it. People can start arguing with it if he starts losing games against Morocco and Liberia. But if he gets results, if the team improves, if they start playing well, if they qualify for AFCON, which is easier than having Zimbabwe in, it's only 3 teams and 2 teams progress, then I don't think there'll be much of a concern, because his reasoning for not having them in the squad has become quite indifferent over the last few months. Is because he says no because of age, blah blah blah, but then he brings in players of the same age and you're left scratching your head sometimes. So maybe we're getting lost in translation with Broos, but I just think that he feels that they don't fit his style of play. He wants to play that high tempo 100 miles an hour football, and Jali and Zwanes are people who play at their own pace. They play a different game to having that high energy, useful football that he's looking for.
What I found really interesting is something that Broos has been saying from his very first press conference, and that is making this appeal to the PSL teams. Months later, he's still making the same appeal to speak to the PSL teams.
That's probably something that needs to be rectified between SAFA and the PSL, honestly. There's been no secret that the two have not been seeing eye to eye for whatever reason. I'm not here to get political about things, but yeah, that's just probably lack of leadership right now. Just sit down. It's like petty fights, like sibling rivalries amongst each other. Just sit down for the greater good of South African football, because if South African football is doing well, the morale of the country is boosted and things like that. So I just think it's just a lack of leadership at the moment, because when there were other South African coaches that were at the helm, there was no problem of meeting PSL coaches. But if I'm being truly honest, I don't believe that many of the PSL coaches endorses Broos as the head coach. I don't think it's like, oh, this is a foreign guy, blah, blah, blah. I just do believe that there is a general consensus among the majority of the PSL coaches that somebody from our own nation could lead Bafana effectively. And I think that, added to the politics between South and the PSL, is what is creating this division between club and country at the moment.
Lorenz Kohler, thank you so much. We value your insights from iDiski Times. He's a journalist there. Thanks for chatting to us here on Newzroom Afrika.